Most men don't even realize they've already lost the battle the moment they start reacting. You see, a woman will test you not because she hates you. It's not because she's losing interest, but because she wants to see if you're built different. And how you respond when the energy shifts tells her everything she needs to know. She pulls away. Do you start chasing? She goes quiet. Do you double text? She acts distant. Do you start explaining yourself, justifying your worth? That's what most men do. And every time you react like that, you're showing her one thing: you're emotionally unstable. Can't hold your ground. And if you can't stay centered when things feel uncertain, how can she trust you with anything deeper? Holding frame isn't about playing games. It's about not shifting who you are because someone else changed the tempo. A woman's energy is like the weather. It's going to change. What she's looking for is a man who remains the same no matter the storm. That means if she pulls back, you don't chase, you don't panic, you stay grounded. Not with anger, not with silence, as punishment, but with a calm certainty in who you are. That self-respect speaks louder than any words you could send. She might not admit it, but she feels it when you stay rooted. It builds trust, it builds mystery, it builds attraction. Because now you're not just another guy reacting emotionally, you're a man standing firm, showing her you're not moved by temporary shifts. You're steady, you're unshaken. And that's rare. Most men become slaves to her emotional weather without even realizing it. One moment she's affectionate, the next she's cold, and instantly he's thrown off. He starts overthinking, overcompensating, adjusting everything about himself just to get back in her good graces. That's the behavior of a puppet dancing every time she pulls a string. And the sad part, he thinks he's being loving, responsive, and attentive. But from her eyes, it looks like he's just easily swayed, emotionally dependent and unable. To stand firm, that's not attractive. It's predictable. Now the man who actually leaves an imprint on her, the man she can't shake, he's not playing that game. It's not cold or rude, but he doesn't mirror every emotional wave she throws. He becomes a reflection, not a reaction. When she's distant, he gives her space effortlessly. Not with anger, not with punishment, just calm neutrality. When she draws near again, he meets her with warmth, but without desperation. He's not resenting her for pulling back, and he's not overly excited when she comes close. That balance is magnetic. It tells her, I'm not chasing you, I'm not playing your game, and I don't need to prove anything. That kind of energy is powerful because it puts the dynamic back in balance. You're no longer the one trying to manage her mood. You're standing firm and letting her feel the consequences of her shifts without words. That's how she learns. To respect you, you're not emotionally predictable. You're stable, but not submissive. You're present, but not needy. You're showing her exactly what it means to be a man who's emotionally mature. And deep down, that's what she's craving. Not a puppet, but a mirror that reflects strength, control, and confidence without ever needing to raise your voice. The biggest mistake men make in the modern dating world is talking too much, explaining, justifying, defending every move like they're on trial. Sorry I didn't text back. I was really busy. I swear I didn't mean to ignore you. I was just doing this or that. Stop. Every time you over-explain, you lose power. It sends one clear message. You're seeking her approval. You're trying to make sure she doesn't get upset, doesn't pull away, doesn't lose interest. But what you're actually doing is leaking insecurity. A man who knows his worth doesn't need to explain every step. His energy speaks for him. His silence speaks for him. He trusts himself enough to let things breathe. Silence is a tool, not a threat. It's not about being cold, it's about being still. Stillness is powerful. When she goes quiet, you don't rush to fix it. When things feel uncertain, you don't panic and break the tension. You let it simmer. Why? Because silence makes her feel. It creates space for her to miss you, to reflect, to wonder. And that wonder is where attraction lives. It's where questions start forming in her mind. Is he pulling away? Does he even care? Why isn't he reacting? That curiosity pulls her in. That's tension. It only builds if you don't ruin it with overcommunication. Real. Masculine energy doesn't beg to be understood. It doesn't chase clarity. It lets the silence do its work. If you've been busy, just say it once. Been tied up. That's it. No backstory. No apology. A confident man knows that his time is valuable, and he's not going to shrink himself to be liked. Remember this? Over-explaining invites doubt. Silence, when used with intention, demands respect. Being consistent is valuable. But being predictable is a death sentence for attraction. A lot of men fall into the trap of becoming stable to the point of being boring. They think if they're always available, always agreeable, always the same, she'll feel safe and never leave. But that's not how attraction works. A woman doesn't want to just feel safe, she wants to feel alive. She craves a man who can bring emotional variety, not just stability. That doesn't mean being toxic or erratic. It means being dynamic, light and dark, warm and challenging, playful and firm. That's what keeps her curious. That's what keeps her invested. You've got to give her the unexpected sometimes. Her laugh out of nowhere. Tease her playfully when she gets too serious. Challenge her when she pushes boundaries. Switch the tone, shift the mood, keep her emotionally engaged. The guy who only ever plays it safe becomes background noise, predictable, dull, easy to figure out. And when a woman figures you out completely, she stops feeling that spark. She starts looking for it somewhere else. And then there's the mystery. Not distance. Not emotional unavailability. Just not giving her everything up front. Let her wonder about certain parts of you. Let her be curious about what drives you. What you think about late at night. What your next move is. The curiosity is fuel. Give her access to your time, your attention, your energy, but don't hand over your entire identity. Make her earn your depths. That's what keeps her chasing. Because every time she thinks she knows you, you reveal a new layer. That's what emotional variety looks like. It's not chaos, it's complexity. It's one of the most powerful tools you can use to keep her locked in. Here's the truth most men avoid. Being nice won't win her heart. Being toxic won't keep her either. You don't need to swing between being the perfect gentleman or the aloof bad boy, which she really wants. What actually pulls her in deep is a man who is real. A man who owns both his light and his darkness. A man who doesn't fake perfection, but also doesn't use his flaws as an excuse. He stands on who he is. He knows his worth isn't tied to her approval. That kind of presence is rare and magnetic. You see, playing it safe is the fast track to being forgettable. Safe is easy to walk away from. Safe is predictable, and predictable becomes replaceable. Realness, on the other hand, is unforgettable. When you show her your truth, not in an emotional dump, but with grounded confidence, you show her that you're not hiding. You're not trying to be what she wants. You are what you are, and she can take it or leave it. That kind of energy forces her to see you with respect. Being real means you're not afraid to say no. You're not afraid to walk away. You're not afraid to let her feel the weight of losing you, because you're not trying to impress. You're trying to express who you really are. You're not proving you're a good man. You're just living it. That's when she feels something deep for you. Not because you chased, not because you folded, but because you showed her you could stand alone. She realizes, this man doesn't need me, but he's choosing me. That's rare. That's powerful. And that's the kind of man she won't want to let go of. Not because you played the game perfectly, but because you stopped playing altogether.